Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to do my exercise literary reading. The title is Everyday Life in Soviet Union, The Shopping Roundabout. Now let me begin. I had heard about consumer storage before going to Moscow, but only when we began to shop there did the Russian consumer problems really have meaning for me. Customers the world over wait in lines, but Soviet lines have a special quality of their own. Typically, the Soviet woman spends 2 hours a day in line, 7 days a week. Personally, I have known of people who stood in line 90 minutes to buy 4 pineapples and 3 hours to buy 3 loggerheads of Quebec, only to find the Quebec were gone as they approached the front of the line. Lines can run from a few yards to nearly a mile. Some friends of ours few years watched a line of people in Moscow singing up to buy rings. The line lasted 2 days and nights and ran for across all talk and apartment development. In spite of all this, the natural reaction of a Russian woman when she sees a line forming is to get it in immediately, even before she knows what is being sold. However, Soviet lines are more fluid than they appear. In a mall stores, for example, shoppers must stand in not one but their lines for any purchase. The first to select a purse and find out its price. Wait for a minute. Okay, let me next. Second, to pay a cashier somewhere else in the store and get to receipt. And the third, to go pick up their purses and turn in the receipt. But in the dairy store one morning, I found out that the game is both simpler and more complex than that. I want to buy some cheese, butter, and bolognese sausages, which were in 3 separate departments, each with its own line, 9 lines. Rather quickly though, I noticed that experienced shoppers were skipping the first stage. They knew that most items cost, so they went directly to the cashier for their receipts. After studying price, I did that too. Then I went to the cheese line, the longest, probably 2 people to get the words over with first. I was in line less than a minute when the woman in front of me asked me to hold her place. She darted off to the butter and milk line. The cheese line was moving so slowly that she got her butter and milk and returned before we had advanced 3 feet. I decided to get the rest too, and I got back with my butter while the cheese line was still in cane along. Then it suddenly occurred to me that all over the store, people were getting into line, holding place, leaving and returning. Everyone was using the cheese line as a home base. That was why it was very moving. It kept expanding in the middle. So I got the man behind me to hold my place, and I went off to do my bolognese. Once again, it worked. It took me 22 minutes to buy butter, sausages, and cheese. But instead of being furious, I felt as if I had beaten the system. The competitive shopping gave an atmosphere of tension of Russian life. People burst into stores and bump into each other with faces set in combative expression. You have to understand, say again, gray-haired person, that for as long as we can remember, shopping has been a struggle. Life is a struggle. There is hardly any effective advertising to help shoppers. Americans complain about the constant commercial in the United States, but they may reconsider if they were exposed to consumer Like out in Russia, a typically Soviet and might be if you want to live to a rich old age and beautiful modest, throughout the truthful Trinity. Most newspapers publish without ads. The shopper has no handy yellow page or daily newspaper, supermarket, or department store ads to help her decide where to shop. Brewery is priced low price, $80 to $20 monthly. Sales crews take 2% of extras items and sell them secretly. The regular customers who have either left a bite in advance or can be counted on the pay a high price on delivery. 10 to 15 rubles on the 60 rubles raincoat is standard. In 1097-6, the ruble was equivalent to $132. So common is this practice that the Soviet press is always complaining about it, but it doesn't do any good. Crocodile, the Soviet humor magazine, owns show the department store employees promoting so newly arrived items. Their customers in the leather coats department 100 important moments purse have been received. 450 of them have been bought by store employees. 49 are under the counter and have been ordered in advance for friends. One purse is in the display window when invite you to visit the leather department to buy this purse. No, this is my text. No, I want to do my exercise again from the main idea and the example from paragraph 6. Sorry, I want to explain again. Now I want to explain the main idea and the example from the text 6. The one is the main idea from paragraph 1 is this: consumers in the Soviet Union experienced shortage of goods and often had to wait in a long lines for hours to get their necessities. For example, is similar to cooking oil shortage in 2022, where people had to wait in long lines at markets or mini-marts for hours just to get 1 or 2 liters of subsidized cooking oil. And the main idea from paragraph 2 is the natural reaction of Soviet citizens to seeing the queue was to join immediately, even without knowing what was being sold. For example, it's like when there is government-run cheap bazaar or market operations, many people immediately join the long queue without knowing exactly what is being sold or how much it costs, simply out of fear of missing out. And then main idea from paragraph 3, it is the shopping process in Soviet Union was complicated. Of the often requiring multiple queues just for a single transaction. And the example for this is similar to dealing with administration service in government hospital or public service office. For example, is making an ID card or different license, just like a SIM, where people have to go through multiple counter and queue several times just for a single purpose. Okay. For paragraph 4, it says experienced shoppers learn to how speed up the process by skipping certain steps. For example, it is like a market customers who already know how to bargain quickly or go directly to their regular vendor to avoid a lengthy process. The main idea from paragraph 5 it is shopping trends in Soviet Union include the holding a place in line while searching for other goods. For example, it is like when booking concert tickets or train tickets during the holiday season, where someone asks friends to hold their spots in a physically or online queue while they check other information. And the main idea from paragraph 6 is shopping in the Soviet Union created an atmosphere of tension of competition among buyers. For example, it is similar to massive assaults in shopping malls or during Halloween. Seems like National Online Shopping Day, where people rush to grab cheap products, sometimes causing a commerce served to cross due to high number of buyers. And the main idea from paragraph 7 is there was no effective um, there was no effective there was no effective advertising to help shoppers, unlike in countries like United States, which was flooded with advertisement. For example, it is like in rural areas with limited internet or media access, where people rely only on word of mouth information to find out where to buy certain goods at the best price. The main idea from paragraph 8 is corruption and bribery was very widespread, with the store employees refusing in time items for customers who paid extra. And for example, it is seems like the case where corrupt officials ask to extra money from employees to post driving tests, or when people pay cigarette money to fill it office staff to spend out document processing. Seems like case of Pertamina Group in Indonesia. Seems like that, I think. And corruption from 271 trillion in Indonesia. Yeah, it is not good. Okay, the main idea from the last paragraph, it is 9, is although Soviet media frequently criticized this corrupt practice, no effective action were taken to stop them. For example, it is like illegal fees in various government institutions that continue even though their frequency reported in the media and criticized by the public. 2. To weak law enforcement against those involved. No, this is my explanation and main idea. I say thank you for your good attention. So sorry of all of my mistakes. Thank you very much. And the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.